Hi there, and welcome to another retro gaming review. In this video, I'm going to look at something different than the Mega Drive. I'm going to go a little bit further retro and talk about the Atari 2600.
You're a starship captain in an asteroid field. Blast them with your lasers or put up your shields. As a missile commander defending your city. If you're not quick enough, they'll show no pity. The invaders won't stop us from the skies they drop. Just keep coming.
3 out-of-this-world games from Atari, the #1 video computer system with more games than any other.
Everyone's gone Atari, the #1 video game.
Now, I've read somewhere around 1985, and I just did the inflation calculator, and in today's money, that Atari would have cost about £376, and the games for £57.85. So, just goes to show things don't really change that much in prices of consoles and games. That's how much normally a PS4 is now in the game releases. I mean, to be honest, I think you get a lot more for your money these days, but that's just my opinion anyway. So the Atari 2600 was the first game console that I got as my own console for Christmas. I got it in Christmas 1990. Remember opening it really excited because it was my first console. Remember Boxing Day, getting it set up, and it didn't work. Just couldn't get it set up for some reason. Just wouldn't work at all. I remember having to wait till the shops open and my mum taking it back, and then actually getting it after New Year. And the first game I got was Centipede. And I just was blown away by the graphics at that time. I remember my sister had a Spectrum that you loaded the cassette tapes in, and just seeing how it had moved on from the Atari, it was amazing. Because I mean, in 1990 I was like 6 years old, and just seeing that spider sprite bounce up on the screen on Centipede, it was just amazing to see. It was just so, I thought the graphics were amazing, and I just loved that game. I remember I got the Atari towards the end of its working life, so you couldn't really get many titles from the shop. I remember getting a lot from car boot sales. I remember picking up Porky's, the game, thinking it was a Porky Pig game, but it wasn't. Realising that watching Porky's later on, being like 6-year-old, I didn't know what that was. I've still got loads of really good memories playing this console, or even the one button joystick, which I think I'm going to develop carpal tunnel when I'm older, solely from that joystick, but
Carpal tunnel! Carpal tunnel!
doesn't take away how good it was. So I'm going to do something a little bit different in this video review. I'm going to play a game on the video, because it's one of the Atari games that everyone talks about, which I never played when I was younger, and I know everyone talks about it, so I thought I'd give it a go. Unfortunately, I haven't got a working Atari. I had to buy the Atari Classic on PS4 volumes 1 and 2, so I'm going to play the PS4 versions of Yars Revenge. So this was released in 1982, and it went on to be the Atari's best ever original bestseller. So without further ado, let's crack the console open and let's get this played. Right, so the game is quite simple. You're a Yar, which is a fly-like insect which evolved from normal houseflies that were on board the human ships. The enemy is the Crotile, which is in the other sector. The mission of the game is to eat away at the shield to fire up your Zolon cannon and then fire it and hit the Crotile. Now, this part is the neutral zone where the Crotile missile can't hurt you. However, when it becomes a swirl, it will. And me just hitting it now, that has triggered an explosion. Fun fact as well, because there were fun fact as well, because they were limited in the programming to make the explosion appear on screen, they just used the entire programming code and expanded it to show us the explosion, which I think is pretty cool. So as the levels go on, it gets harder. The shields change, become different kind of objects, and they move up and down. Also, the swirls become more fast and track you more. So we'll try and get them this time, whilst trying to avoid the missile as well. You really got to use your imagination in this game. But I mean, apparently the original game came out with a comic book which give you a backstory of who the Yars were, and also in the Atari book as well there's quite a large explanation of who the Yars were and where they come from, which in those days, I mean, you did have to use your imagination a lot in games, which I think it's lost in these days with all the next generation graphics and backstory. That seemed to be missing. But playing it now, I'm sort of imagining being that kind of not that little sprite on screen, but as this fly type alien charging up my cannon, flying in the neutral zone. It is really, I am immersed in this game. It is quite addictive to play as well once you get the hang of it. Oh, damn it! Right, let's get him this time. Oh, while avoiding the missile. But there's an Easter egg as well. If you hit the Crotile while it's a spiral at a certain point, you can bring up some details of the you bring up an Easter egg, but I'm not 100% sure how to do it. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments. Right, let's get him this time. Damn, so close. Right, this time. Yes! Right, so like I say, as the levels go on, the spirals become faster and harder to avoid. Let's fire this off so I can then fire at them. You can't fire your weapon when you're in the neutral zone as well. Right, let's get him this time. Ooh, close. Ooh. Ooh, nearly. You've got to watch out as well, because you can get hit by your own Zolon cannon as well, so you've got to be very careful. Oh, so close, that one there. Oh, got hit by my own cannon. One more life. Oh. Right, so there you go. Never mind. Whew, that was good, I enjoyed that. So, just a little fact about the game. The name Yar comes from the director of Atari at the time, which was Ray Kassar. Yar spelled backward being Ray. And Revenge part comes from getting revenge on Activision, who were the main guys from Atari who defected to start their own company, and this game was brought out as a revenge for them defecting to start their own company. I heard that as a rumour. I can't verify that as a fact, but I thought that was really cool. The game's very basic at the time, but you do get immersed into it, thinking that you are using your imagination with the backstory about the Yars being this like race of evolved housefly that has like cannons that can, and you've got to deplete the shield. It's really good to play and let your imagination run wild. I think a lot of new generation games, you lack that imagination. Definitely on the Atari, when I was younger, you had to use your imagination a lot. It is really addictive to play. I mean, it's not pleasing to the ears with the sound, but that can't be helped. It's an Atari. They were very limited to what they could do with the sound and the music at the time. So, but it does its job. I mean, with the firing and the explosions and everything, and with the sound effects with the swirl. So it was limited to what I could do. You can't really penalise it for the time. So I really enjoyed playing on it as a retrospective play. Never playing on it as a kid. I haven't got that thing to go back on, or was it as good as then? But playing it now as an adult, I really enjoyed it. It was really fun to play, and I'll play it again, and I'll try and beat my score next time and try and get the highest score. And I'm really going to enjoy playing on it for years to come. I believe I am an Atari fan, and I will be for many years to come. And that obviously with the sound and things, which can't be helped, but because of that, it gets an 8 out of 10 for me. Okay, so that's it from me from this week. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you did, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. What was your first console? What did you play as a kid? What was your favourite Atari game? Let me know. I've got over 100 Atari games on these discs, so I'm going to review a lot more Atari games going forward as well, as long as the Mega Drive and Master System games. So there's going to be a lot more to look forward to. If you want to subscribe to my channel, please do. And like I say, I'm looking at other ways of improving the channel, so if you've got any suggestions, put them in the comments. I'll read all the comments, don't get many, so I'm reading them all. But again, I really appreciate you watching today, and hope you're doing good, and hope to see you soon. Until then though, bye bye.